Hi, YouTube. I hope everybody's doing well. That's almost the subject of what I was going to talk about today. It was freezing cold here, but I'm okay. Um, what I wanted to speak about was this is just my opinion. Well, a few different things, but my opinion on asking a narcissist how they are. Like, how are you today? I wouldn't even go there. They're never going to be okay. And if they say they are at first, it's going to turn into that they're actually not. Or they'll come to you and say, "How are you?" And you'll say, "Whoa, I'm great." "Oh, well, I'm blah, blah, this or that." So that's something that I would just totally avoid. um, Limit your conversation with these type of people, even if it's like a boss or a child or whoever, whoever has a dark nature. And that's another thing that I was going to kind of touch on. Uh, Back in the day, yeah, they had in psychology books, older books, there's narcissism in there. Not quite as studied as it is nowadays, but personally, I don't believe in it, and I'll tell you why. Because of the Satanism that's in the world. There's not a Satanist I have known that isn't a narcissist, or the other way around. So, although I believe on a small scale, it can stem from abuse or physical abuse or even malnutrition because nobody's on the top of their game or real cheery if you're not feeling well. So you can appear to be somewhat narcissistic when it really isn't your nature anyway. But that's that's about that. I was thinking the second subject I was going to touch on is anti-gravitic propulsion vehicles like spacecrafts and stuff that they say back in Germany back in the days, like in the 30s and 40s, they had re-engineered or de-engineered, tore it apart and found out how it ticked and actually were able to duplicate this type of craft. Craft is a odd word for a flying machine, but same with boats or, you know, um, kind of indicating lack of gravity. But what if, like this, remember that asteroid that went by that they called like Moi Moi or something like that? Um, what if that was like a coffin for Satan? It was just floating up with his consciousness, like all over. Um, just his consciousness, not his actual being. But what if the actual beings, the so called fallen angels, were propelled to Earth and trapped in these vehicles that appeared to be flying machines, but in all reality were like a glorified balloon, like bloop, kind of. Then they hit the ground, but they could kind of levitate. But like the ones that they built in Germany, I saw old, maybe you've seen them too, the old clips, the movies of these things, kind of real wobbly and funky and didn't really fly right. And one of them actually like crashed into a crowd of people and that type of thing. So I think it's all a bunch of baloney. I'm not saying it isn't possible. I'm thinking it's something different, and they know the truth and they're not speaking it. and they took all this money to put it into reconstructing these crafts and stuff. Um, when I think it's all basically baloney. That's my opinion on that. So, mm. The other day, I forgot to tell you, we did get more snow. I could hardly even believe it. I had to literally dig my way to where my wood is to get the wood in the house. I'm not complaining. I really am not. I'm just telling you, it's hideous out there. First thing today, I walked out and I just about slipped and I caught myself. It was like, I didn't think it was as slippery because the snow was deeper, so I was thinking, kind of like I was safe. But, well, I didn't fall, but I'm glad. So, but anyway. Oh, I don't know. It's really kind of awful waiting for somebody to put up a good video. Who I watch now is so limited. It's like either I know they're liars, you're known liars, or um just nothing there type of thing. No interest. It's like you're what's happening? It's all the same old. And I know some of this, what I'm telling you, isn't no news to you. I mean, it shouldn't be as far as, but I just try to think of tactics that evil people try to use about against the unsuspecting. And I know we've heard it probably said a million different ways, but maybe that 1 millionth in one way is the way somebody needs to hear it. So, because yeah, if you want to call them crazy, they are crazy. I mean, like, look at the Satanist crap going around. Back in the 70s, they had what they called satanic panic. I wasn't panicked, I was repulsed, disgusted. So the media put on this stupid title to make it look like the people that had God in their heart and love for God were afraid of Satan, when it's absolutely the opposite. The only fearful ones are his own. They're the only scared ones. Your average God loving person, I believe, really is pretty fearless because we have that safety net of faith and probably visions of what our future will be, and respect and trust and all those things that we know we didn't make ourselves, and we're all cool with that. But they're not cool with that. They're salty about it. So these are people that probably disrespect their own parents, and their parents might have been crappy, but there's still a certain amount of respect for people that put food on the table or gave birth to you or whatever. There's still that certain, doesn't mean that you may not even want to be around them, but there's still a certain amount of respect that goes for that, you know. But at least in my eyes, and in God's eyes, it says in the Bible we are to honor our mother and father. Well, there might be certain levels to that, but the initial honoring of that fact is what it is. So I'm not so sure as an adopted child that I have to give that place of honor to anybody, you know. But then again, as a human to another human, I give them a slight bit of humanity. A slight bit. Um, well, but yeah, those conversations with the dark-minded people, it's always oh, there was a debate I heard too about whether or not you should tell a narcissist that they're a narcissist or even say that they're mentally ill or crazy or whatever, because that's exactly how they want you to view yourself. But I don't think there's anything wrong with calling a kitten, or a narcissist, or a Satanist, a Satanist. You know, I mean, they may not want to wear their badge of honor and they may not want to admit it, but I mean, why hide who you are? If you're proud of who you are, fly your freak flag, you know, whatever. Be proud of who you are. At least we should be, right? And when I say freak flag, for me personally, um, I'm more a weirdo than a freak. You know, I've never really gotten into the freaky side of life. You know, I kind of leave that for the freaks. You know, so um, yeah. See, anything else on my mind? I don't know. That's probably about it. Um, yeah, it was sort of a rough day. So then I go and tell you, am I complaining? No, I'm happy as hell. Doesn't matter. You know, I always expect something horrible through the day in this world, whether I see it or hear it or whatever it is. I expect it. If I don't, then I would be surprised. But I'm not surprised. So that's about it, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'll say peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good day or night wherever you're at. Later.